right, guys, you should have grabbed a note sheet out of the crate. We are going to talk about interior angles of triangles, okay? So, for a triangle, the sum, so remember sum is an addition problem, so the sum of all interior angles, the sum of all the interior angles in any triangle will always add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so all three of these angles inside of this triangle, if we knew their degree measurement, they would equal 180 degrees. So when we are finding an interior angle, so one that we don't know, we're going to have to set up an equation. Okay, so we're going to have to set up an equation. So this should be pretty simple since we already know how to solve lots of different types of equations. Okay, so let's look at a couple. Oops, good. All right, so let's look at example number 1. So example number 1, we know that one angle is 75 degrees. This other one over here is 50 degrees. And then this one right here is what we don't know. So they want us to figure out what that angle measurement is. So if the sum of all the angles, so if I take this angle right here, which is 75, and I add it to this angle right here, which is 50, and I add it to the angle we don't know, which is x, when I add them all together, it has to equal 180. So we set every equation up equal to 180. All right, so now we just use our solving equation steps. So we have to combine our like terms. So 75 plus 50 is 125. And now it's just a one-step equation. So we subtract the 125. And we type that in. And we get that x equals 55 degrees. And guys, your label on these, if you're finding an angle measurement, you have to have the degree for your label. The nice thing about these problems too is we can really quickly check to make sure you're right. If you type into your calculator 75 plus 50 plus 55 real quick, just type that all in real quick, it should equal 180. If it doesn't, then we didn't solve our equation correctly, and we need to go back and try it again. So let's look at another one. All right, example number 2. All right, so we have this angle over here, which is 25 degrees. Then you're going to have to recall what this little box means, and hopefully you remember that that box means that it's a right triangle, so it's a 90-degree measurement. So plus 90 plus angle C, which we don't know, will all equal 180. Okay. So then we combine our like terms. So 25 plus 90, we get 115 plus C. So then we take and subtract the 115 to the other side. So then we get C equals 65, and we have to label 65 degrees. And again, we can check it real quick by taking 65 plus 90 plus 25 really quickly into our calculator. and double checking that it equals 180. All right. 2 more. So example 3, again, same concept. So we know that angle E is 87 degrees. And if we add that with angle D, which is 48, and we add angle V, which we don't know. Guys, notice on this one they didn't give us a variable, so we can just use any variable for our unknown, so plus X. That's going to equal 180. So we combine our like terms. 87 plus 48 is 135. And then it's a one-step equation. So we subtract the 135 to both sides. And we get 45 degrees. So then angle V, that's how you write angle V, is equal to 45 degrees. And again, we can check it really quick by taking 87 plus 48 plus 45, and that should all equal 180 degrees if we did it correctly. I want you to pause the video now and try number 4 on your own, and then see if you get the right answer with me after you've completed it. So I'm going to go ahead and give this angle a variable. So I'm going to set up 55 plus 60 plus X equals 180. And then I'm going to subtract the 115 to the other side to get X by itself. And 180 minus 115 is 65. So I get 65 degrees. Guys, you do have to show all of this work for every problem. It's not a whole lot of writing, as you can tell. So I do expect you to set up that 2-step equation, the adding like terms and then subtracting the term over to 180. You do have to do that for each problem, okay? If you have any questions, you can go back and watch the video again, or feel free to ask me for some clarification.